Where does the 18 karat gold
Here.
normally go?
It goes here.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So here goes the 18 karat gold.
And it says the
then
number of
key
production.
On this side here,
Yeah.
there is a plate that is taken from an original trophy of
I noticed that. It's incredible. What an idea. So you're actually writing a piece of history with you.
Exactly.
Aside from the signature of the man himself,
And then,
the most decorated rider.
August.
Oh, wow.
Yes, this is
wow.
one of the 6 Daniel Arsham
Yeah.
limited edition.
Wow, look at that.
So
Incredible.
this one is a piece of art. It's a $250,000 motorcycle. This
Quarter
is going
of
to
a
be
million.
shipped
Wow.
to a art collector that has bought it.
And who needs a $100,000 motorcycle?
If we ask a person to invest that amount of money, and money means time, effort, working.
Time more than anything. Yeah.
It is an emotional investment as well.
100%,
Because nobody
yeah.
needs a bike. A bike is a toy. So if you
Yeah.
buy a toy, it's because you want to feel happy.
Yeah,
If you want to
yeah.
feel happy and you want to spend that amount of money for your happiness, for your own satisfaction and self-affirmation, let's
Sure.
say, we need to make sure that we pamper you. We need to make sure that you're well taken care of.
Yeah. Nobody needs a bike, but I do, right? You can tell that to my wife. Like I absolutely,
no,
I'm a
he-
professional.
He's the only one that
Yeah, this is my
actually
job.
needs
Like, yeah,
a motorcycle, 100%.
Is the future electric? So welcome to MV Agusta Headquarters, super hot day in Italy. I'm with Stefano. Stefano, what's your role in the company?
I'm head of marketing,
Head of marketing.
global head of marketing, yeah.
Thank you for agreeing to see me kind of on short notice. I missed the 80th anniversary celebration, which was a huge success.
Yeah,
This was all, you said 5,000?
It was 5,000 people
Wow.
from 36 countries in the world.
All over here, just full of bikes, a lot of owners, a lot of MV Agusta clubs, including from Osaka, you said, right?
Yeah, there was
Incredible.
the club president from Osaka, there were clubs from the UK, the Netherlands,
Wonderful.
France, Germany. People came from all over the world, literally.
And look at the beautiful Lago Varese, incredible history right there on the lawn of the initial days of MV Agusta, right?
Yes.
And
See over there, that's from 1910.
1910.
That's actually an historical site, so
Wow.
we cannot touch it, we cannot modify. We have to keep it as it is, obviously maintain it and make it more beautiful, but we cannot
Yeah.
tear it down and build, I don't know, something else. So that's an historical site, and that's from where they were making hydroplanes. In fact, if you dig on the asphalt right in front of the hangar, you see the railways that would
see.
take the hydroplanes from the hangar to the lake,
Uh-huh.
and from there they would take off. Now, basically, it's not possible to take off or let's say land on the lake anymore.
Okay.
But that used to be the origin of the factory. And then this when was bought basically MV Agusta, this became Schirana, where Cagiva was made.
Okay.
So Cagiva stands for Castiglioni Giovanni Varese. So Castiglioni Giovanni VA Varese. And here was basically the base for one of the largest motorcycle manufacturers in the world back then. Because Castiglioni used to own Ducati, Cagiva obviously, Motomorini, and
Motomorini,
Agusta.
right? 36, yeah.
And then everything was sold, and now this is the only. Now we only produce MV Agusta here.
Yeah.
That's the only production site.
The aeronautics,
Buongiorno.
buongiorno, aeronautics industry or in the aeronautics history connection is, to my understanding, not super unique to MV Agusta in this region, right? Because Moto Guzzi also started
A lot
as
of a lot of
Morini
companies.
también?
Morini, I can't remember to be fair, but there has been a history of switching production.
because of the war
schemes,
and-
because of the war. For example, Ducati is another example. Ducati before 1946 was producing electrical appliances like razors, radio transmissions.
Interesting, like
and so
kind of
on.
like BMW.
Then it was
or
bombed.
Yeah.
And so they started like the production again with a small engine to be applied on bicycles, and then from there they started producing motorcycle. MV Agusta has the same kind of history. So the Agusta family was producing airplanes.
Yeah.
But then in 1940, around the 40s, there was a ban for producing airplanes or something that could be used for war.
Yeah.
So they switched the business model into motorcycle. And in 1943, they produced the very first engine.
Okay.
It was a prototype. It was the 98cc engine, which actually we have it in the office. First prototype. But then the factory was basically taken over by the army, by the German army.
Oh, okay.
So the engineers that were working back then in 1943, they hid away all the designs, the prototypes into their houses. They kept working separately.
Yeah.
And then in 1945, they came back together with the final prototype, the final
That's
engine.
incredible,
And then MV98, the first
The first
motorcycle,
model, yeah.
was actually launched in 1945.
Fantastic.
So, ciao ragazzi.
Hello. Fantastic.
So and in fact in 2023 we launched the Superveloce 98.
Yeah.
The Superveloce 98
Yeah, the colors
was
and,
the 80 years from the first 98 prototype engine.
Uh-huh.
It then takes the color, as a color scheme,
Yeah.
we decided to take reference from the Rosso Vergara from the first motorcycle.
Yeah.
But in reality that bike is a celebration of the 80 years of the first engine prototype that was ever made.
And I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's sold out in like minutes or something online. It was
It's sold very quickly. There are
it's
still
amazing.
dealers that have some.
Yeah.
But it's
Incredible.
It's been sold quite quickly.
Yeah.
That's one thing with our limited editions. They get sold relatively quickly because some of them are collector's items.
Yeah.
They become collectors. Like for example, the Superveloce 1000 Ago.
Yeah, of course.
That's gone. Like,
That's gone. How many?
83.
83.
That's all
commemorating
gone,
his
and
age. Yeah.
So some of them have been booked by a dealer that knows they have a customer behind
Yeah.
it. Some of them it's been a customer that said, I absolutely want it.
Yeah.
And in fact, we find ourselves in a position in which we only have 83,
Yeah.
but we have so many requests from collectors
Right.
that we need to be careful on who we assign the actual,
Yeah, of course.
the
Yeah.
actual
Of
final
course.
bike.
And this site has been here since '65.
Yeah.
Same year, I think that Ago joined the racing
Mm-hmm.
team, and also that the triple was created.
Yeah, the triple, the 3cylinder.
The engine, yeah.
That was,
Amazing. Yeah.
That was one of the most successful engines in
Yeah.
the motorcycle industry.
Yeah, no doubt.
Absolutely.
Which now I own and enjoy. So wonderful. Look at all these beautiful motorcycles. Is every MV Agusta made here?
Yeah.
This is the only production.
The only production place.
Wow.
So if you go to Osaka and you see an MV Agusta, and then you take a plane, you go down to Buenos Aires and you see another MV Agusta, they all come from here.
Somebody here touched it and,
Yes,
and put it
yes.
together.
It comes from
Wonderful.
only
That's
one
incredible.
place in the world. We're
Yeah.
probably the only motorcycle brand that can still claim to be made in a place.
Yeah.
Truthfully.
Okay.
And even like the supply chain, 65% of our parts come from Italy,
Uh-huh.
except for like top leaders in the market, let's say Akrapovic, Olins, and other
I
brands
see.
like these. But 65% of the supply chain is Italian,
Yeah.
and most of that 60% come from the Lombardy region. So it's actually very close to the factory. So
Yeah.
artisans, craftsmen that do the parts for us. Based on our specifications and design.
I see. What is it about Northern Italy that creates all these amazing, not only cars and motorcycles, but like these glasses, right? This is from Italy. These are titanium handmade, like $700 glasses, and there's a market for it. What is it? What is it about Northern? What's in the water? Is it something in the water?
No, I think more than Northern Italy. I think it's Italy on itself, because yes, Northern Italy is where we concentrate a lot of industrial production of, you can mention
Yeah.
Ferrari, Lamborghini, Pagani,
Pagani,
MV. But I think it comes from like centuries of research for beauty. If you think the Renaissance, the classic
Interesting.
architecture, Italy has always been the epicenter of culture and aesthetic research. You can think about Roman architecture, you can think about painters, poets, travelers. There's always been a lot of attention
Yeah.
to beauty. You think of the church, the Sistine Chapel, so
Yeah.
it's very much in our culture to do things beautifully.
Yeah.
And then we have been very lucky that we have had a lot of contamination from all over the world. If you think of Venice and you go to Venice, you see architecture that comes from all over the place, because
Yeah,
they
no
were
doubt.
like one of the main trading ports in the Mediterranean Sea.
Yeah.
So all that centuries of contamination made sure that when Italians do something Italian,
Yeah.
they do it to be beautiful, to be high quality,
see.
to be durable.
Yeah.
So not something that you buy, use it for a while, and then you throw it away. You buy to
Exactly.
keep it. You buy to love it. You buy to maintain it and pass it to the next generation. I think that's more of an Italian thing.
Fantastic. Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. Then you turn the key, and the first thing you see is motorcycle art, and
Yeah.
you feel like you're riding something that's absolutely stunning to look at, and it really is. Speaking of, let's see some bikes. Yeah.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Cool. Let's do it.
Shall we go inside?
Yeah, let's do it.
So
Enduro Veloce,
here we have
a room of
I
dreams.
think we can start from this side as well.
You know you're getting a good motorcycle when the workers are singing when they're working. Yeah.
Exactly. Ciao.
Fantastic.
Just be careful. Let's stay inside
Yes.
the blue path. So this particular side here, it's the engine production line.
Okay.
So every single engine, like every single bike of MV Agusta, is handmade within this production line that you see here. So on the right, you have the subgroups of the engine.
Okay.
So the counter-rotating shaft, or the crankshaft, or the counter shaft, the valves, the con rods, the pistons. They get all assembled by hand on the right side of the line, and then on the left side of the line, in an anti-clockwise way, the engine gets built by workers that are trained months before actually being able to put the engine together.
Yeah.
Once the engine, let's go this way, although it's out of the
Sure.
path, so that we lose them and we go back into the path. And then every engine that is produced in MV Agusta, we have a policy of 100% testing.
Okay.
So there's no engine that comes out of the production line and goes, in the engine production line and goes into the main production line that haven't been tested extensively for more than 20 minutes. And that's 100%. So once the engine is completed, whether that's the 3-cylinder 950, the 3-cylinder 800, or the 4-cylinder 1000, it gets basically sent into this area of the factory here, where we have two chambers in which the engine is tested for 20 minutes. So the engine goes up to the red limiter, then it goes back, then up to the red limiter, then back, then it stays halfway through. So there is a cycle that the machine knows. Ciao ragazzi.
Buongiorno.
The machine knows, and based on the results that the machine and the technician that analyzes the engine record, the engine is either approved or it goes back into the production. And if the engine is approved, then it gets stamped with on those white paper there as approved, and then it gets placed into the production line here, which is the only one that we have in the factory. This production line has a production capability of 20,000, probably more bikes per year. Now we're not producing that amount of bikes, and also the aim is to get to 15,000, and then maintaining that amount of bikes at 15,000, because we made a calculation that that's basically the safe spot to keep the brand as exclusive as possible, but also being able to reinvest all the time.
Got it.
So the way that this production line works is in a circular way. As you see, the engine gets taken from that crane, put on that support there, and as you can see throughout the line, the bike grows up until the end, when the bike gets unloaded by that crane and put into testing.
Understood.
So even for our bikes, there is 100% testing policy, in which every single vehicle needs to be tested. So that if you go, for example, in MV Agusta Los Angeles or MV Agusta Tokyo or any dealership in the world, and you take a completely new bike, you turn the key on, you will have 5 kilometers on the dash.
Understood.
Those 5 kilometers are made inside the factory, and that's not the aim. That's a result of the testing that we do. So we test the ABS, we test the gearbox, we test the power output, the torque output, so everything before actually labeling the bike as fit to be sold and fit to be shipped to the final customer.
What is the logic? I've never understood this, because some cars come already pre-broken in. What is the logic with the motorcycles that most, if not all, dealers or producers leave that part of breaking in a motorcycle engine, a brand new motorcycle engine, to the customer, because it's a really crucial part?
We are working to go towards a situation in which the customer will not be requested to do that.
Yeah.
However, just maybe I'm old school, but I would anyways, even if they told me this bike is already broken in, I would still be behaving like I was breaking it in for the first 500 kilometers, just as a peace of mind for myself. We're working to get that done in the future, so that when the customer gets the bike, they will have no burden, so they can use it as much as they want. I think one of the reasons is, well, first of all, it's a small engine that produces a big power output.
Yeah.
So the amount of solicitation and the stress that the engine,
the requirements of the motor,
it is different from the one of a car. So let's say we have a car that is a 1.6 liter engine and produce 95 horsepower. Here we have half the size of the engine and twice the amount of power produced.
Incredibly high compression, 13 some point.
So you need to be careful. You need to make sure that everything settles in, and also the oil that is used into the production then needs to be changed after 1,000 kilometers, exactly for that reason, that at the very beginning there might be the engine might need some time to perfectly settle and and get, let's say, ready and at the final, let's say, shape and stage. If I want to put it this way, this is not an engineering way of explaining.
No, I understand. I'm actually at that point right now where I'm almost due for the first oil change. After I had again a very positive experience with the warranty. The motorcycle Superveloce S, this is a 22 model, the white one, had after 5,000 miles, it had one of the intake valves break. So at the head. So it needed a whole new motor, got a new motor, no money exchange hands. I mean, even now, I think MV Agusta is offering 4 years?
It depends on the model year, but the warranty on the standard model is 4 years.
That's incredible.
From 2025 onwards, we extended to 5 years.
5 years?
So
my gosh. That's
all
like
the Ottantesimo collection, the F3 Competizione, and the Enduro Veloce, even the ones that were bought in 2024, they get extended to 5 years.
I mean, I think that speaks a lot to the quality. I mean, as does all of this. This looks like a, like a surgeon's room right here. So, and when I had that experience, this was in the middle of all the restructuring and of the KT. I mean, this year we're in 2025, and it was done really quickly. I was actually very surprised that a new engine from MV Agusta can be installed. Granted, I'm in Southern California; it's not a small market. It also needed a new sprat clutch. I got that done within a week, and now I'm breaking a brand new motor.
No, absolutely, it's incredible. I think, with the KTM situation, that's been absolutely unfortunate. Nobody could expect what happened to our colleagues in Austria, but one of the many things that they did was implementing processes and even a mindset that is focused on the final customer. So we call it a customer-centric approach. So customer come first, and everything that we do it with the mindset of, if we ask a person to invest that amount of money, and money means time, effort, working.
Time more than anything.
It is like an emotional investment as well, because nobody needs a bike. A bike is a toy. So if you buy a toy, it's because you want to feel happy. If you want to feel happy and you want to spend that amount of money for your happiness, for your own satisfaction and self-affirmation, let's say, we need to make sure that we pamper you. We need to make sure that you well taken care of.
Nobody needs a bike, but I do, right? You can tell that to my wife. Like, I absolutely, I'm a professional.
He's the only one that
this is my job.
needs a motorcycle, 100%.
And who needs $100,000 motorcycle? Because after taxes, dealer fees, that's what it sells. Who is this for?
It is for those who seek something to tell the rest of the people and to themselves, I belong to a certain class, or I reached a goal in my life. I can tell you one story. Maybe I can find a letter afterwards. There is a customer from the United States that wrote, as you know, every single engine at the end of the production, we know who made the engine. So at the end of the production, when the bike is ready, the engine gets stamped with a sticker that bears the name of the person that actually finalizes and closes the engine.
That's fantastic, You want to shake that person's hand. And,
exactly. So there was a person in the United States who bought a Superveloce 1000 Serie Oro, and he wrote a letter to Attilio. Attilio is the person that closed the engine of his bike, and the letter is actually brought me almost to tears because it was fantastic. I was born in Mumbai or New Delhi, I can't remember. He was born in India, and he said, I could only aspire to my dream bike was a Hero. It was like an Indian bike that he would see when he was a kid. So an Indian-made bike that is a commuting means of transportation. So he thought that could be his goal in life. Then he was able to move to the US, to create a career for himself, to work his proverbial off, and then he was able to buy a motorcycle. So he wrote this letter of thank Attilio for the care he put in in finalizing the bike, in building the engine, and saying that this bike is not just a bike. It's not just for himself. It's a reminder to his entire family that now they made it. They finally are living the American dream.
Absolutely.
And they were able to make it.
Absolutely.
So it's a statement. $100,000 bike, it's a statement. Like, who needs a 3 million Pagani? Nobody. But if I work my entire life, I earn enough money, and that's my dream, I want that 9-year-old kid that was dreaming of that huge, amazing supercar to be happy, because that's who we do things for. It's for
absolutely,
first.
Absolutely. I see it as an owner myself of the beautiful white S. I think once you reach a level of at least financial independence, it almost the best thing it offers you is a little more time and this ability to live almost like an aristocratic life where you can invest in beautiful things. And I feel like life is short enough that if we can afford it, we should everything in our life should be beautiful.
Yeah, exactly.
So when I step off the bike and I walk away, I have to turn around and I have to admire it. I see, wow, it's a gorgeous bike from every angle.
And to be fair, it doesn't matter if it costs 100,000 or 10,000
really doesn't,
or 5,000.
It
But
doesn't.
if that's what you dream,
Yeah.
and you're able to give yourself the dream that you were thinking of, I think everybody should do it. Whether that's a motorcycle, whether that's a pair of glasses or a T-shirt that you like, or something for yourself, to reward yourself for the work that you put in, for the amount that you invested in education, whether in being an entrepreneur. You invested an amount of money, you took risks, you had nights with no sleep because maybe the business was not going great. The moment you make it and you want to reward yourself, I think whatever the good is,
I agree 100%. Yeah,
you should
absolutely
indulge in that kind of thing.
So I'm in the right place here because you guys all seem to agree. So
no, absolutely,
it's wonderful. This is great to be here to see the production.
We get the radiator going, we see the cooling system, we see that everything works. And then once that test is passed, the bike goes inside here, and each motorcycle gets tested for 20 minutes, and they reach 5 kilometers in total, in which they check everything. As I said, ABS, the gear shift, the torque, the output. The bike looks like a person that is about to die because all these mounted tubes
that's interesting.
and connectors that are applied to it. But then after this test, the bike is ready to go into the dressing room. Now, I don't have a bike to show you. Well, I can show you this one, for example.
Yeah,
as you see this one, there are some parts of this bike that is not yet mounted. And the reason why it's not yet mounted, that's probably this is being tested, and probably there was something that was odd to it, so they are taking some parts away
to figure it out.
To figure out. But if you, for example, if you see those bikes have a lot of parts that are that can be missing. So
Brutale, right? That's the
So those bikes.
Buongiorno.
When the bikes come here, they don't get, they are not finished yet, because in case there was any problem with the bike, you need to take away all the fairings and everything. So they get finished here. So in this area here, we call the dressing room. So they get dressed and prepared for shipping, or they get worked on if there is a small technical problem that needs to be fixed. And if it can be fixed here, then they fix it here. If it cannot be fixed, the bike get taken apart, get put on the side, and then rebuilt and reworked again.
Looks like the board looks like something from a FBI detective room, right? They're looking for where the problem is. And
here we have some Agos.
I see. Example. Gorgeous paint. Look at that.
Most likely one of them is Agostini's personal.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
So this bike will be dressed very soon. And then the only thing that is missing is the autograph to that Agostini. Ago will have to come here and sign all the bikes. Well, actually, all the parts that needs to be signed.
What's the material?
This is forged carbon fiber.
Forged carbon fiber.
Yeah, so we use it forged carbon fiber and the normal carbon fiber, the twill, let's say, just for aesthetic reasons. So this one under the light gives that marble look to make it even more precious. Technically, has the same, let's say, functionality. Yeah, it's just for aesthetic pleasure.
I see. Is this the TFT display the same as on the 800? Yeah. Beautiful. Look at that. Gorgeous. Is this going to be the? Well, I don't know if this is a trade secret. Is this the only color? The matte red, fire red? Yeah.
Yeah. For the Ago, that's the design. That's it. Yeah.
Okay. Is there any plans of producing the Serie Oro in a different color?
There could be, but if I told you, then I would be killed.
Okay.
No, I'm joking. But yeah, there is obviously, we are scoping possibilities. But at the minute, the only two versions that we know will be available is the Serie Oro and now the Ago, which is sold out anyways.
And where does the 18 karat gold normally go?
It goes here.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So here goes the 18 karat gold,
and it says the number of production.
Will be encased into CNC machine aluminum case, and on this side here, there is a plate that is taken from an original trophy of Giacomo.
I noticed that. It's incredible. What an idea! So you're actually writing a piece of history with you.
Exactly.
Aside from the signature of the man himself, the most decorated rider.
Agostini. We had an event for the press, an embargo event, 3 weeks ago. And that day, Agostini told me that he'd like to invite everyone who buys this motorcycle to the opening of his museum.
Oh my gosh.
So Giacomo is building a museum in his city, in Bergamo, in the city center, like a public museum.
Yeah.
And then the opening night, it would be a gala night. There would be television, media, there would be everyone. And then he wants everybody who bought this bike to come to the museum with the key so they can see the actual trophy.
Yeah,
because
he chose it and he took a piece off. I mean, it's incredible. Whose idea was that? It's incredible.
Yeah, it was the management idea.
Like, what an incredible piece of
fantastic.
The color, look at the color, look at all those lines. It's just such a sexy motorcycle.
Yeah.
Really, very, very beautiful.
And then there was, and then also the final customer, the final customer who purchases this bike will have the possibility of requesting at no cost the made-to-measure leather suit and made-to-measure helmet.
With the beautiful color, the stripes,
with the, how do you say, it's not a rainbow, it's the World Championship colors, the Agostini signature design at no cost. Other brands used to do that you can buy that suit, they have to pay on top. We didn't want that, so...
No, it's so exclusive, My question is there going to be a possibility for us, the layman, to get our hands on not necessarily that same suit, but something similar, perhaps?
We are working on a collaboration with Dainese.
With the DR.
But for sure, for sure that that specific suit, it's going to be reserved only
100%.
for Ago customers.
Well, I'll run it by the wife, and we'll see if we can make that investment. Because usually, like, if it comes with a suit, she can't say no to that.
Exactly.
She studied fashion brand management in Milan, so she understands.
Okay, so she understands.
I think I could sell it that way. Look at all these Enduro Veloce. So the 550 is no longer produced, right? Because I don't think it was ever sold.
It was never produced.
It was never produced. Was that a plan?
It was an initial plan back in 2021, I think. But then that plan was cancelled because we understood that Chinese-made MV Agusta
QJ, King John Industry
would have probably destroyed the brand. So we never produced the 550.
Because I had the Benelli 550. And I think it was it's almost like very similar. You compared it to
it was a TRX, basically.
Yeah, TRX. TRK 502X,
TRK.
What happens here in this like?
Here is once the bike is dressed, so it's prepared, they get here. So on this side you have all the bikes that are still waiting for the final check. On the other side you have the one that have already passed the final check, and the final check is this one. So under this basically arch of light, these guys that are trained and they work only here, they check every single aesthetical detail of each single bike, as well as the tightening of all the bolts. So there, behind there, you might not be able to see it. You have all the assembly scheme of all the bikes.
I see.
Those assembly scheme gives you exactly the idea where there might be an aesthetical defect.
I see.
So for example, I need to go with a tool into the bike to tighten a bolt. I know that by doing that process, there might be a mistake in which you touch the frame, you touch the paint, and there might be a problem. At that point, they check basically the entire bike to ensure that there's no aesthetical problems, to ensure that the color is correct. So even the hue of the color is the one that is supposed to be, so they have sensors that they can use, and then the tightening of the bolt. And that's a check that is 100% of all our bikes, from the 83,000 euros Superveloce Ago to the Brutale R, let's say our most entry-level model. They all go through this quality check process. There's no bike that leave the company without it. Other companies, for example, they do it only for limited editions. We want to do it for all the models because, as we said before, we want to give our customer that reason to be proud of what they're able to buy themselves and to indulge themselves in.
And here's more blue than is usually found on an MV.
The Ascent. So some of these are going to the US, some of these are going to Asia, if I remember correctly. And this is the Ascent. So it's because Ascent is the circuit in which MV Agusta has the most win for an Italian manufacturer, 35 if I remember correctly. We did a collaboration with Ascent Classic GP and Ascent Circuit in making these 300 units limited edition.
It's a beautiful color. I mean, I'm all about red, but it's quite beautiful. For me, paint on a vehicle, I'm from Detroit. I'm from Montenegro, moved to Detroit during the war. And in Cobo Hall for the Auto Expo, I'd be on my knees most of the day, just like admiring the paint.
Yeah.
So it just speaks to the quality of the vehicle when that much thought has gone into the paint.
Even without going into a 46,000 euros bike, if you go to the Enduro Veloce, for example, you see, this is no two pieces of plastic one next to each other. This is one piece of plastic with a paint cut.
Yeah.
So this is not.
Yeah, and this
cheap
too.
To create. It's actually complicated and costly.
Yeah, it's not a sticker. Yeah, it's actually in this. This is all painted on there. It's beautiful. Look at that clear coat over it. Yeah, fantastic. That's going to be my next bike when
have you tried it yet?
I haven't had the chance. No.
Absolutely amazing.
Yeah, it's you really don't see too many of them. The most you see is going to be the Turismo Veloce. Yeah. Very few of those as well. Yeah. But
obviously the Enduro Veloce is a bike that we launched last year.
Yeah.
And MV Agusta was never was never considered as an adventure bike manufacturer.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna take time for people to get in their mind that when they're looking for an adventure bike, that okay, we have an option for MV Agusta, let's check it out. But I can tell you that the feedbacks that we receive from those that try them at events or
of course, I can imagine.
It's mind-blowing.
Yeah.
The first thing they say is the handling. Harley has a 21 inches front wheel, which you might think, okay, it's going to be heavy to actually turn, and it's not going to be as nimble as you may expect. However, because of the counter-rotating crankshaft, the gyroscopic effect of the front wheel is compensated by the counter-rotating crankshaft in the engine.
Yeah.
And it makes it extremely fun and nimble to ride.
Yeah. Well, and the design as well is very, it harks back to, well, this guy right here, Lucky Strikes. I mean, just incredibly beautiful.
It is an homage to the LXP.
Yeah, beautiful. Winner of Dakar and all kinds of races in the Enduro. But you know what's going to change that? The fact that a lot of people don't associate MV Agusta with in enduro riding, basically, and adventure touring. YouTube channel, YouTube.
No, exactly.
We'll spread the word. I mean, that's kind of the pleasure of the job is getting to know bikes in that segment. That segment is amazing. Just allows you the whole. I mean, most of the world is unpaved, so. You get all the benefits of an MV Agusta and all the technology, which I'm going to pick your brains about, in an off-road machine that you can actually, that comes with a 5-year warranty, which to me is mind-boggling.
5-year warranty.
Yeah, fantastic.
And this motorcycle now you see it with these tires as well.
Yeah.
But these are double homologation, so you can also put knobby tires, and you can just let let's say the computer know that you put the bike on knobby tire, and they are gonna reset all the
because it's going to be a little
electronics.
bit. Yeah, I see.
So it has double homologation. So if you're more into off-road riding, you can already install knobbies and it's ready to go. So
the Superveloce has a 6-axis IMU and this as well?
Yeah, all our bikes come with the same kind of electronics. So 6-axis IMU, riding modes, front lift control, launch control, cruise control.
Yeah.
So it has the electronic package is top of the notch for every single.
Interesting. So it's not like you're paying for an entry-level bike and you're getting half the pretty fantastic.
No, exactly. And then the other thing that I think it's really noble from MV Agusta is that a lot of manufacturers, you buy a motorcycle and then if you want an electronic package of a certain kind, you have to pay on top. With this one, the price, it's a bike that it's ready.
Yeah.
There's nothing that you can put on top because everything is already in there.
I think the motorcycle community has been very, very vocal about not liking that whole subscribe, pay to play kind of thing after you purchase the bike, like some of the electric motorcycle companies are doing, and even KTM has done that. And you buy you can buy access to the app, and then you have to. Well, never mind. You don't do it, and we really appreciate that. I think that's kind of great.
So it is a bike that is already equipped with the best technology package that we could possibly put on all our bikes.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, thank you. What does the 6-axis IMU enable? Like, can you explain that to somebody who has never had a motorcycle?
So basically, let's say that a 6-axis IMU is like the system that we have in our ears. So you perceive, right, when you're leaning, when you're almost losing balance, you perceive and you immediately instinctively correct your position, or trying to correct your position. The 6-axis IMU does exactly the same. So it's a system with a gyroscopic sensor that measures the leaning of the bike, the acceleration of the bike, whether the bike is 2 on the front or 2 on the rear, if it's lifting, and based on the inputs, it basically reset all the electronic responses that the bike can apply on the moving parts.
Interesting.
So, for example,
that's a great way to explain it, actually. Like, you know, you don't have to think about it. You know, you have the little, whatever the little organs are in your ear that determine if you're falling, if you're going. Yeah,
exactly.
Fantastic.
You never think, right? If you sleep a foot, you never think of a reaction. Your body reacts. You don't even think about it. It's instant.
Yeah.
6-axis IMU is exactly the same. So let's say that you're leaning and you find a little bit of dust on the road and your rear will spin a little bit. The 6-axis IMU understands that in milliseconds and adapt the traction control to avoid you doing an eyesight or maybe losing the bike. So that goes with ABS as well. It's
kind of fantastic. I have one thing. My wife, bless her heart, that she supports me in all this. When I had to explain why I have the bike in the living room, and I was explaining all these extra features and everything, 6-axis IMU, she's like, "Oh, so it's a safer bike." I'm like, "Yeah." Moral of the story: it's a much safer motorcycle. And now we're actually getting footage of people almost losing it, where it's clear that a human being doesn't have that speed of reaction, and the bike corrects itself, and maybe they'll go into the shoulder, but they didn't fall. And I think that's fantastic. So in the end of the day, it's just a safer motorcycle.
It's a safer motorcycle also because obviously, you know, when it happens to you, it's your body that reacts.
Yeah.
The bike is not part of your body. So either you're mark it, at that point the bike is an extension of his body, and he's like a magician when he's almost crashing. Otherwise 99.9% of the people wouldn't be able to react as quickly as they should to actually save a situation like that. The 6-axis IMU does exactly that one. For example, all our bikes have cornering ABS as well. So if you're in a corner and you hit the brakes, you're not gonna lose
lock
the front.
up.
The ABS will help you out.
Incredible.
In exiting the corner without crashing, because that can be extremely dangerous.
In most situations, the human is the weakest link, and we overreact, and especially like, you know, and even those of us that have been riding for whatever 2-3 decades and all different bikes. I mean, it's still. I find myself on a Harley Davidson rocker. It's got a huge, you know, it's like almost like a chopper. Just behaves a lot differently, but it's an older bike too, and doesn't have any of the amenities. But it's definitely, you feel the safety factor of some of the tech that's behind
absolutely.
it. So
you feel it, and you have that perception even psychologically. When you know you have all these features, psychologically you're more relaxed.
So interesting. Another thing that I've learned from owning now the fastest motorcycle. I mean, I've also had the Kawasaki H2 200 horsepower supercharged. I had some fast bikes, the VFR 170 horsepower touring bike. This bike slows me down because I actually want to go ride the coast. I want to park in front of a cafe. I want to invite some friends where we can just sip on coffee, watch the bikes, because that's what we do, is drool over them. And it actually slows me down. And then when I'm dedicating myself to an afternoon of canyon carving, I go alone so that I can focus. Nothing but earplugs in my ear, no music, no camera, nothing, and just learn to ride the bike a little better. So, and actually I see my bikes are over there.
The Superveloce.
Look at that. And we have the new S, and that's the 98, correct? With the vertical, with the colors,
going to a customer,
Oh, okay. So are these all sold already, or basically dedicated?
Everything you see here is ready to be shipped out.
I see.
And as I said, on that side are those that passed this test already. These ones still have to be checked.
Wow.
And then once they're ready, they get placed in that area where we basically pack them and send them out. So we ship exactly the same way our, let's say, normal bikes. So here is a Superveloce 98, you see a Brutale Ottantesimo, you see a few bikes that are going to be shipped. But then, the same guys, with a little bit more care in how they touch it, they also ship this one.
Oh, wow.
Yes, this is one of the 6 Daniel Arsham limited edition.
Wow, look at that.
So this one is a piece of art. It's a $250,000 motorcycle. This
$250,000.
is going to be shipped to a hard collector that has bought it.
Wow. How many of these?
6.
6. Yes. But obviously they're all going to be different because it's all it's
all handmade. So this is all made by Daniel Arsham, and even it's super delicate, because if I touch this, there would be a stain on my hand, but there's no product to clean it.
Oh, I see.
So the only way that you have to clean it is by rubber, like if it was a painting.
It's matte. I remember this bike from pictures. Obviously, I've never seen one, but it's all white and it's got these little details throughout the motorcycle.
And it's a fully functional bike.
Yeah.
So it works. You can ride it if you want. I wouldn't suggest that because obviously there's no spare parts for a piece of art. It's
of
like
course,
buying Gioconda or the Mona Lisa.
Yeah.
You're not gonna find a replacement for if you ruin the painting. But
wow, look at that. Yeah. Incredible.
and in this area,
And it's got a different exhaust too, huh?
yeah, it's a custom-made exhaust for that bike.
Wow.
And in this area, it doesn't matter whether it's a Brutale or a quarter of a million motorcycle. They ship everything with the same care.
Yeah.
So it's just to give you, an additional idea of how maniacal for details people in this factory are.
What a gorgeous line. I mean, I have one and I'm still like in love with it. Every angle of the bike is just so sexy. Yeah, and well described as neo-retro. You get the best of both worlds. I mean, just all the tech in this classically gorgeous.
It's super fun to ride. If you go on the track, you're gonna have super fun because technically it's the technical base of the F3. So it's a motorcycle. This is something that not everybody knows, but this motorcycle is homologated for World Supersport. We could race the World Championship on a Superveloce.
Interesting. Are the fairings interchangeable?
No.
They're not, right? Like because obviously
no, you can't
the
turn
frame and
this one into an F3.
Yeah. Okay.
You cannot.
Yeah, and the hidden the floating fairing is just incredible. Like you don't see any. What is the logic? What is the decision making process for Alcantara versus real leather?
Alcantara is a brand in itself.
Yeah.
It's an Italian brand that keep from Pagani to Lamborghini to Ferrari, so all the premium cars of Alcantara. Then Alcantara is such a big brand and has become like a common name. It's like Post-it.
Yeah, Kleenex.
Kleenex. Post-it is a brand.
Yeah.
But now Post-it, basically, you say Post-it to say like a sticky piece of paper where you write a note, right?
Yeah.
And Alcantara has become the same. So Alcantara adds, let's say, prestige to the entire project itself. And it's a combination of real leather and Alcantara steel. It's not a technical reason, it's mainly prestige and exclusivity that we add to our motorcycle.
Understood. Yeah, gorgeous. Then, there's the Rush. Look at that gorgeous thing. It's so aggressive. It's so aggressive looking, right?
Insane motorcycle.
Yeah. And then these are bicycles, huh? Electric or?
They're all e-bikes.
E-mobility,
we have the e-mobility part, but these are being stored here to ready to be shipped.
Is this piece something that could be installed on most, aside from?
No, I think this one is specifically for the Rush. Also because I think this is a forged wheel underneath. Okay. But this forged wheel is not a standard one, is a one that it's been made to make these fit. So it's not something that you just stick in.
Got it.
There is some technical way of doing it that makes it...
you could also remove it if you'd like to.
Yeah, if you want to,
But I think it's gorgeous. I think it's so unique. It looks very futuristic. For me, in general, motorcycles, especially super sport, have always been... They look way ahead of their time. But this, I mean, this looks like from the future. Yeah.
This is absolutely insane.
And I bet it rides like it too.
Matrix headlight. So when you turn these on, it tests all the lights, so it goes like bam, bam again, and then it turns on. It's absolutely stunning to watch.
Is this a piece that was designed here?
For the everything.
It's not from
even
some
this one, like the support here. It's
I mean, look at that.
So it's almost 3D printed.
Yeah.
So this shape here is not aesthetical. This is something that the software calculated based on the vibration and the solicitation that this part would have.
Needs to be that way.
They created this shape. Yeah. And this is sintering, so it's based on aluminum powder that with laser gets shaped into this form like if it was a 3D
incredible,
but with aluminum.
And what I absolutely love, cruise control.
Yeah.
I mean, that's, to me, I do because I do, but if I were buying a bike that I know I'm going to keep forever, I need to have cruise control because my hand falls asleep. I ride too much, it's like a carpal tunnel, So now on the Harley, it's just 2 hours. What's the logic between having it on the right side though, where you have the throttle, and not on the left?
To be fair, on an engineering point of view, I wouldn't be able to tell you, but I think there has been some study on ergonomics on what would be the preferred way. But on an engineering point of view, I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Okay. I find mine useful more on the left. I almost have to do it with the right hand, with the left hand. On the highway, like I want to be there, and it's very touchy, where you can't really variate in the throttle, so that if you're actually on the throttle, it's kind of hard to apply it twice.
Okay.
But that's me. I also don't like blinkers that are dedicated, one for the left, one for the right, like on a Harley or a K1200 BMW. But some people seem to love it. I get a lot from actually the comment section. I do the YouTube channel because I learn. That's why I do it. It's a selfish thing. I actually learn so much, despite me doing the work and researching the motorcycle. So, and this is one way that I get a chance to learn. This thing is absolutely incredible. Yeah.
And talking about cruise control, we have. I was on one of these bikes a couple of months ago, and I was just chilling by Lake Como. The guy came to me, but you have cruise control. Why do you have cruise control on a bike like this?
Yeah.
So because before getting into the turn and the twisty ways, you have to get.
You got to get there. Yeah.
So what is the point?
Yeah.
Just stay on a highway 130 kilometers an hour.
I mean, same with this. To get to the interesting roads, you have to get there, and you have to get there carrying extra items, carrying tools, carrying spares, and a bike that's capable on both is just no-brainer. You know, I mean. So it's absolutely stunning. Yeah, I think this is going to be the next one. Are all the white ones dedicated already?
The Arsham?
Arsham.
Yes.
I saw on this side too. There's a piece. So they already have buyers that are private buyers, or these are collectors, or
there's only one person that can build them in the company, so they're not built in the production line. They are handmade into the R&D. So we take, even the frame is colored, so it's a complete handmade bike.
Of course,
for those customers.
Beautiful. Oh, I mean, that would be a nightmare to clean though. Also because it's matte, so it's just like collecting all the. Wow. What is the material inside that?
Quartz.
Quartz. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. It's incredible. Wow, beautiful. Fantastic, and the baby blue seat is just wow.
Yeah,
wow. What a privilege. Thank you so much.
No
worries. Look at that, beautiful. I think that would be the first time that a motorcycle brand has collaborated with an artist to that level to create something so specific.
There has been collaborations before, stuff done by other brands, car brands, and it's basically a 1 year and a 1 year exhibition. And there was Daniel Arsham had an exhibition inside a former church. It's called Chiesa di Santa Caterina.
Okay.
And it was absolutely stunning. I'm gonna show you a couple of photos.
I'll take a nice picture from here. Is it lunchtime now?
Yes.
I don't mean to take away from your lunch either.
No, but it's lunchtime for the factory workers. I go in half an hour. Daniel Arsham, Santa Caterina. So this was the exhibition.
Wow, like in a museum, just belongs.
Yeah, this is a church in Venice.
The main one on the piazza?
No. It's in Fondamenta di Santa Caterina, and our bike was displayed there.
It's very powerful. Look at that. I mean, to find that there is just, and it belongs to.
Yeah. No, it is.
Wow, what an honor for him too, right? To like be a part of that. It's
yeah,
great,
but also for us. It was
of course,
stunning
of course,
to see.
Yeah. Now, last question. So I think Kawasaki has been making some inroads into really interesting alternative fuels, etc. I think we're looking forward to see what happens with that. Is the future electric, or is that distant?
Not that we can foresee.
Great.
In the short time.
Great. Yeah, I think everybody on my channel, in any case, is going to be
in that sense, we're very much traditional.
Yeah.
We still like motorcycles that are
that smell and feel. And
exactly.
Yeah.
They feel like motorcycles.
Yeah.
Maybe the future will go electric. But
Okay.
I remember an interview. I think it was Jay Leno that said when he was asked what he thought about the future of electric cars, and he compared that scenario to the one the horses at the very beginning of the 19th century, on the 20th century. He said horses were a means of transportation to work, to go from point A to point B, and to have fun.
Yeah.
And then when cars came in, horses became only a way to have fun. So they became a niche.
Oh, I see.
Probably combustion engines for motorcycles and car will get that future. So the majority, the transportation, the commuting, the thing that you need, commodities, let's say, will go towards electric. But in my opinion, there will always be a niche for combustion engine as a fun tool, something to play with. And motorcycles are still very much linked to that having fun, toy kind of.
Of course,
something you don't need but that you want.
Yeah.
Right. What we said before, except for you. You absolutely need
I pays the bills. So, but hey, thank you, Stefano, so much for everything. It's been a pleasure. It's it's been actually an honor to be here and to see where my motorcycle's been made.
It's a pleasure. It's a pleasure to have you here. Absolutely.
And of course to enjoy the environment around here too is really great. So, I'm with great excitement. I look forward to the development of MV Agusta in the future. Now that it's back with the Sertao family, and that you have a little more control and to see what comes up next. It's been great. So
no, absolutely. You see the first big news coming out in EICMA.
Okay.
At that point, you will see. At that point, you will see something really, really new, really, really nice coming out. But I can't tell you more. Right?
That's okay. I'll just wait for the invite.
Exactly.
You see how I invite myself into these?
No.
I'll be back. I'll be back. I also have
planning on coming to EICMA.
I'll do my best. Yeah.
Right.
We've been coming to Europe this year more often than planned. So I do plan to be here.
If you come to EICMA, let us know. It would be great.
100%. Thank you.
Appreciate
it.
Over the show.
Okay. Thank you for your time.
No worries.
And
no worries.
for
I'll walk with you. No worries.
Okay.
You said you're originally from Montenegro.
Originally from Montenegro, yeah. Well, there you have it. It was a great day today. Take time to give me a private tour of the factory, and I'm really grateful for it. It was great. It's just wonderful to see where your motorcycle's been made. And, like you mentioned, Stefano, head of marketing here, to shake the hand of somebody that made it is pretty special. So incredible that in this really kind of simple Italian village next to a lake, not unassuming at all, you find this place that produces motorcycles that are worth up to $250,000. Pretty incredible. All right, now we're off to check out the rest of this area because I got to ride a little bit too. It's amazing here, perfect riding. So, and I'm doing it on the Harley Rocker, incredible motorcycle. My favorite Harley, and absolutely stunning. Look at that thing. It's just a statement in its own. Stay tuned for that review as well. Let's do it.